Hi all, welcome to episode 10 of Direct Stock Investing series. Markets remains choppy, extremely volatile. We can see that. War, there are no updates, there is no news about whether it is going to be ending soon. Lot of uncertainty still prevails and it is directly reflecting in the stock market as well. So having said that, I thought in today's video I will talk about few concepts that are still pending when it comes to direct stock investing. In the last video I talked about how to select a stock, how to build conviction and when to sell a stock. So those are all my previous videos. If you had not watched, I strongly recommend to watch that. Today I'm going to talk about quarterly results and annual report. You must be knowing, right? If a company is available in stock market, basically if a company is a publicly listed company, the company has to publish their quarterly results. So they have to publish what happened in that 3 months period, what is the revenue, how much profit they have made, if they made any profit, if not, what is the status of the company in that particular 3 months. And they are obliged to inform the stock exchange regarding the latest capex that they are going to make, or the new R&D developments, or any sort of business expansion plans that they have to inform the exchange. So usually what companies do is that while they publish the quarterly results, they usually update all the latest developments regarding the company. So most of the companies, large cap, mid caps, small caps, they publish their quarterly results, like the 3 months results every quarter. But there are some other types of companies, SME companies, right? Small and medium scale enterprise companies, basically very small companies. Those companies publish their results on a half yearly basis, basically once in 6 months, half yearly results. There are a lot of stocks that are listed in stock market in the SME exchange. Both NSE and BSE has SME stocks available, trading in both the exchanges. So those companies will publish their results on a half yearly basis. Quarterly results are extremely important as an individual investor, because during those results we will come to know how well the company is performing. Basically, when you are checking a quarterly results, it's always better to compare it with the last year same quarter's performance, year on year YOY comparison. So you can compare whether the sales had increased or not compared to last year same quarter, PAT, profit after tax, increased or not, what is the margins status, whether margin expansion happened or not. All sort of details you can compare to the last year's performance when they publish the quarterly results. So in India, our financial year starts from April, May, June is Q1 and ends on March. So Jan, Feb, March will be the Q4. Next, let's talk about annual report of a company. Annual report is nothing but the overall report of a particular company on that particular financial year. What had happened in that particular financial year, the entire details will be present in that annual report. Basically, it's like a booklet or the performance book of a company for that particular financial year, right? It will have the company's performance for, the sales, the P&L statement, the balance sheet of the company, the debt status, the cash flow of the company, shareholding status, what are the investments that the company had made, what are the growth areas that the company is looking for, what are the challenges that the company is facing. All sort of details will be present in the annual report. It's a very extensive report. It contains, sometimes for big companies, it contains more than 200 pages or so. So how to read an annual report is something all the investors struggle to understand, but I would say in today's day and age it's extremely easy with the help of AI tools. But even when it comes to annual report, the most important area that I focus on is the chairman's message. So it will be there at the beginning of the annual report, maybe in the first few pages itself. Either it will be chairman or MD or CEO. Basically the head of the company will be briefing the investors about the company's performance and going ahead what you can expect from the company, right? So from that message we will come to know, from the language that the chairman uses, from that we can understand. So when I say you can understand, uh, it's not like they will directly mention everything out there. I'm talking about the nuances, right? I mean, you have to understand between the words. So most of the MDs or CEOs, they, even though the company has not performed well, but still the head of the company will try to convey the message in a positive way, right? No, nobody will try to demean the company's performance. But even then, when you read an annual report, even when you read the chairman's message or CEO's message, you can get to know a lot of nuances from that. So that's the reason I said uh, I I strongly give more importance to the chairman's message. Then comes the company's general updates. What is the company's performance? What are the areas that they are trying to invest into, and what are the growth plans? You can go through that, and even the cash flow, balance sheet. See, that's when I said you can leverage AI tools, right? We have all the chat gpt, Gemini, Claude, even Screener has AI. You just what you have to do is just upload the company, particular company's annual report, and whatever the information that you want, just ask the AI agent. They will directly give you the required information from the annual report. So we are living in those times where you don't have to go through the entire annual report from page 1 to page 250 or so. Whatever the information that you want, make use of the AI tools. Even if you are not getting the details that you are actually looking for, only then probably you can go through the annual report and try to get those specifics. Maybe only then you may have to put some effort to find those areas where the information that you are looking for, where it is available in the annual report. But otherwise, I would say reading annual report or getting information from the annual report is relatively easy. So that's also, I also mentioned the same thing in one of my previous videos, where the gap between retail investors and professionals, professionally managed fund managers or portfolio managers, the gap is so small. I would say there is no gap at all, unless they connect with the management directly. You can also do the same thing. You can also connect with the management directly. So it's always the only thing that a retail investor doesn't have is time. We don't have dedicated time, you know, to go through each and every company's annual report and understand those details. Those people, that's their full-time job, right? I mean, the mutual fund managers or the PMS people, it's their full-time job to go through the company's A to Z details, and maybe that's the reason that's the only edge that they have. They are doing it full time, you are doing it part time, because you are working on some other job or something, right? But if you are really passionate, you can do it full time. That's my motto, and that's what I am trying to convey through this YouTube channel as well, how to be financially free, so that you can be a full time investor. But for that we need money, right? So that's what we are trying to achieve right now, building that corpus and putting it into markets so that it will work for you. So I hope how to read annual report is clear, because and there is nothing much I have to tell you over here. And again, if you want to learn more about it, there are channels. I mean, the Zerodha's varsity is available, where you can actually go and understand how to read cash flow statement, how to read balance sheet, what are the things that needs to be checked. All those details can be learned from the Zerodha's varsity. That's what I use because even I face a lot of challenges when I was learning about how to read an annual report. And finally, what I have to talk about, especially in today's context, is that you always should have as investors, we always should have an ownership mindset. What does that mean? Because if you are investing into a company, you are partly an owner of that company, right? You are getting a share of the company. Basically, you are partly an owner. How much is the stake that you have in that company may be very minimal, but even then you are the owner of the company. That's what it means, right? When you are buying a share, when you are buying the share of HDFC Bank or Reliance or Infosys, you are actually becoming part of that company. You are the owner. So when it comes to stock market investing, always have that ownership mindset. So the thing is that when you are researching about the company, what you are actually doing is you are going to be an owner of that particular company through investing, by putting your money into that firm and getting stocks, right? Hence, it's when you have that ownership mindset, things will be much more easier, because you have that feeling that, see, I purchased stocks, now I am also an owner of that company, and if the company is not doing great, you can question the management. There are analyst calls that the company sometimes keep, or during quarterly results also they keep a investors call where you can ask questions and you can scrutinize them, right? I mean, you can keep looking into minor details, and you can get each and every aspect of the company by asking questions to the officials. Hence, having that ownership mindset will immensely help you, because that it feels like it's your company. But at the same time, one more thing that I strongly want to say is that don't marry to the stock. Basically, don't have any emotions to the stock, right? It's just an entity. If it is performing well, it's beneficial for you, but if it is not performing, you have to sell it. As simple as that. If you keep emotions on a stock, then I would say it's very hard to sustain in stock market for long term. You have to approach stock market investment rationally, not emotionally. That's my, I think, final takeaway from this video. So we talked about quarterly results, how to read annual report, ownership mindset. Hope these things are clear, and as we wind up, like I said in the introduction, things are still so I am shooting it on 17th of March. Last 2 days the market is showing some recovery, but it's still not enough to conclude that we are back on track on the bull run. Markets can be volatile even going forward also, but there are many stocks that are in very good valuation. That are available for cheap valuation, that are in buying zones. If you can identify that, well and good. But otherwise, overall, if you take broader market is still under some pain, and let's see how long it takes, to rebound completely. If you're liking my content, do subscribe to this channel and share the content with people who like stock market and personal finance related content. I will come up with another video. Till then, take care. Bye.